The arrogance of the invaders. The stars over Vega 4 burned cold when the Keth Dominion descended. Their fleet did not arrive with hesitation or diplomacy. It came with laughter. They had chosen their prey carefully. Vega 4 was a human frontier colony, barely fortified, home to farmers, researchers, and families. No orbital defenses, no standing fleet, just the thin line of settlement towers that gleamed like needles on the red plains. The first bombardment erased 3 settlements in silence. Fire bloomed across the soil. Children were buried beneath burning roofs before alarms even reached the Capitol dome. The Dominion broadcasted their triumph across the sector. Human cattle scatter. Human voices beg. Their empire is brittle. Their officers toasted on their flagships. Captains recited boasts. How quickly the humans would kneel, how loudly they would scream, how easily Earth, civilized restraint, would break into pleas for mercy. The galaxy listened. Many nodded. Humanity was a young species, untested, too soft for survival among predators. And then one Dominion general made the mistake that history would carve into eternity. He struck the children's hospital dome. The galaxy's mockery. The Dominion celebrated for 3 days. Entire fleets lingered above Vega 4, running drills, exchanging bets about which human colony they would crush next. Their broadcasts were endless. They mocked Earth's silence. Where are the Terran fleets? Did their machines rust? Where is their vaunted courage? Are they too busy writing poems? Perhaps humanity is already conquered. Perhaps they bow without war. Alien merchants replayed the clips on open channels. Rival powers chuckled. Even Earth's allies kept their distance, uneasy, whispering that perhaps the Terran experiment had finally reached its end. The Keth Dominion believed they had proven their supremacy. They believed the humans too broken to answer. They were wrong. A child's whisper. On Vega 4, inside the shattered husk of the children's dome, one survivor lived. A 12-year-old boy, small, thin, wrapped in dust and blood, clutching a half-burnt datapad that still glowed faint blue. His lungs ached from smoke. His ears rang from the bombardment, but he was alive. When the Dominion broadcast reached the ruins, he heard their laughter. He heard them boast of the dome they destroyed, of the little worms who never learned war. The boy did not weep. He did not pray. He connected the datapad to the colony's comm tower, miraculously still standing, and whispered across the stars. He whispered only 3 words, broadcast on every frequency, translated into every tongue. Prescribe them sleep. Silence before the storm. Across the galaxy the message spread. At first it was dismissed, a child's cry meaningless. The Dominion sneered, a dying brat gives orders. But Earth heard. Earth always listens. For 72 hours, no reply came from humanity. The galaxy mocked their silence louder, calling humans cowards, calling them prey. The Dominion tightened its hold on Vega 4, parading prisoners through the dust. Then the silence ended. It began with the collapse of comm channels across Dominion space. Entire relay networks went black. Merchant fleets found themselves unable to send coordinates. Navigation charts corrupted, overwritten with a single word: sleep. Then came the sound, the human fleets igniting from Sol. Thousands of dreadnoughts slid from their cradles, engines rumbling like thunder. Orbital yards blackened as war machines long kept dormant awakened. The Terran legions assembled, their hulls etched with one command: never again. The prescription delivered. The Dominion expected frontal war. They expected human fleets to rush headlong into slaughter. Instead, humanity struck with something colder: something clinical. At 300 Dominion standard, every garrison across 6 sectors fell silent. Soldiers collapsed mid-march. Pilots slumped in their cockpits. Commanders fell asleep mid-speech, comms cutting to static. It spread like fire, sleep so deep no alarms could wake them. Entire armies lay where they stood, weapons clattering from limp hands. On Vega 4, Dominion troopers patrolling the ruins suddenly staggered, rifles slipping. Within minutes, the entire occupying army lay unconscious in the dust. The boy in the ruins watched them fall. He whispered again, "Sleep." The hammer falls. When the Dominion finally realized what had happened, it was too late. Humanity had deployed the Somnus Array, an ancient project buried in Earth's archives, long dismissed as a myth. Using quantum-resonant fields tuned to neurological harmonics, it could force entire armies into coma. It had been locked away for centuries as inhumane. The child's whisper unlocked it. His 3 words traveled to Earth, and the Terran High Command remembered. Sometimes mercy is cruelty. Sometimes restraint is vengeance. While the Dominion slept, humanity moved. Terran dreadnoughts entered their space like storms. Planetary shields crumbled under kinetic strikes. Entire fleets drifted helpless, their crews dreaming while fire swallowed them. The humans did not duel, they did not negotiate, they erased. The day of annihilation. The galaxy watched in horror as the Dominion collapsed in a single week. Every occupied colony was liberated, not with messy resistance, but with silent precision. Armies found snoring in their trenches. Command bunkers filled with generals slumped over maps. Human legions walked among them, cold and efficient. They did not wake their enemies. They burned their fleets while they slept. They shattered their fortresses while their soldiers dreamed of triumph. On Vega 4, Terran Marines arrived beneath storm clouds. They found the 12-year-old boy still standing by the comm tower, datapad glowing in his hands. Behind him, tens of thousands of Dominion troops lay sprawled, silent, motionless, never stirring. The boy looked up at the soldiers and said only, "They wanted us weak." The whispered fear. When the war ended, humanity did not boast. They did not broadcast their triumph. They issued no grand speeches. Instead, the stars fell silent. The survivors of the Dominion woke days later, disoriented, to the ruins of their empire. Entire sectors blackened, fleets gone, planets scarred. The galaxy watched in dread. Whispers spread in every council chamber, in every trading port, in every captain's mess. The humans do not fight wars. The humans end them. A child whispered, and an empire fell asleep. And in the shadows of that silence, one phrase passed from mouth to trembling mouth. "Never provoke Earth again." Epilogue: Patience and Vengeance. The lesson burned eternal. Humanity had shown restraint for centuries, holding back its darkest tools, clinging to diplomacy, offering mercy. The galaxy mistook this for weakness. Now they understood. Humanity's patience was vast, infinite. They could endure mockery, they could endure loss, they could endure insult. But once roused, once a single child whispered across the stars, vengeance came like a tide that drowned empires. The day a 12-year-old prescribed sleep to an army was the day the galaxy learned. Earth does not forgive, Earth does not forget. And when the humans answer, they answer with infinity.